back to my video. I'm so happy that you guys are here. Today I want to share with you the power of declaration over your baby and declaring a destiny for your unborn child during pregnancy. If it's the first time you're seeing me, my name is Zanny. Nice to meet you. This is where I come and I share about my hypnobirthing journey, as I am a hypnobirthing coach, and I also help first-time moms to have the most amazing pregnancy and birthing experience, and of course welcoming motherhood with joy and happiness and positivity, basically in a nutshell. Okay, so that's why I want to speak about if you've ever heard of declaration over your unborn baby. And this is something that I started doing when I was pregnant, and I shared it on my blog post. If you haven't read it, go ahead, it's over on my blog. The link is in the bio. And I basically was just saying, like, what happened is that I was speaking to an elderly lady, and we had a prayer group in our community going, which is a couple of friends that we would go around to each other's house once every week, and we'd meet and we just pray and we just kind of study the word and everything else. If you didn't know, I'm a Christian. And it was really good because as a military family, you know, it's really difficult for us. We move like every 2 years, and it's difficult kind of finding friends who you connect with and getting that support system as our families are not around, right? So this was really good when we started out and everything else. We had to hold off now since I had Zaina, because obviously schedules and times and everything else. But anyway, there was this lady who came. She came to visit her family, and so one of our members invited her to a prayer group. Obviously she wanted that connection as well, and she wanted to basically just be connected with like-minded people and everything else. So we invited her in and everything, and I was pregnant at the time. I think I was probably around 4 months pregnant. I was about showing and everything else. And you know, she put me down and she said to me, you know, what you should start doing, do you pray for your baby? And I was like, no. Well, I do pray I pray every night, but I didn't specifically pray for my bump and pray for my unborn baby. And she said to me, you should start doing that. She was like, just pray for your baby, pray for good health, pray for strength, declare what you want for that baby's life. And I found that profoundly moving, and I really like the idea of it, because I pray for myself, I pray for others, I pray for my friends who need it, I pray for people who I know who are undergoing stress and everything else. Like, one of my prayer right now is for like pregnant, basically women, especially wives who are longing for babies. You know, I have a couple of friends who have been trying, them and their partner have been trying, and you know, they've been married for a couple of years and it just haven't been happening and stuff like that. So I pray for these women, and I pray for their families, and I pray that they will experience the joy of motherhood, because many of them do not have kids. And another thing I pray for is my single friends. I have loads of single friends who are amazing women and who are just finding it so hard to find partners, and you know, who are longing for marriage, and they're longing for parenthood and motherhood and everything else. And so I pray for these friends of mine. So I was like, why not declare these things over my baby's life and pray for my baby as well? And yes, sometimes we pray in our minds, but I started to pray out loud, and what I would do like every night, due to that basic advice that I got, I would just like go home at night. I have like an anointing oil that we have here that we got from our pastor. I would like to have it because sometimes you're just feeling like so under pressure and everything else, and sometimes it's just so good. You may not have anointing oil, but you believe in the power of prayer. And so I want to encourage you, like, if you're expecting the baby, and if you're expecting to be pregnant, even if you're not pregnant just yet, go ahead and declare that upon your life right now. Like, a declaration is just saying something out loud and making it come into existence, because based on your belief and based on the power of your mind, basically, because you believe. And the Bible speaks so much about believing. If you read Matthew, Mark and Luke, Jesus spoke about faith. Like, a lot of people that he healed, there was always, your faith has made you well, right? So therefore, like, you have to have faith in what you're doing. So if you think that, you know, prayer doesn't work or whatever else, then absolutely don't do this, because seriously it would not come into effect, because you have to believe at some point that it's going to happen. So therefore, go ahead. And that sounds a bit harsh, because people do pray and don't believe and things happen, but somehow deep down they do believe that's happening. That's why they do pray. So like, declarations, the same thing. Like, you have to believe in it. So what I would do at night, I would just like rub my tummy and I would just declare, like, you know, honey, baby, you're gonna be healthy, you're gonna be strong, you're gonna be perfect. And I would declare for her, like, I want her to be like everything that God has destined to be. I want her to live out her purpose, and I know that God has a purpose for her. And I would say all these things like out loud, whatever I felt like saying to her. And I would make sure, like, because I think obviously it has been proven that babies hear the mother's voices from their womb at a certain age, right? So like, I know that Zayna knows my voice. Obviously, she knows it now to a T. Like, I'm her mom, right? But I know, like, back then, especially when she started moving and kicking and stuff, like, we would speak to her, my husband and I, and she would literally, like, move or make a punch, and we would be like, oh my gosh, she heard us, right? So declaring is so important. And as a hypnobirthing coach, like, we speak about affirmations, which are so important to, like, basically getting the outcome that you want, right? When you affirm things, is so important. It's a major part of our hypnobirthing training for our moms to be. But what I wanted to go a step further and do is just include that declaration part of it. Like, I want you to really believe and speak these things into existence, as like manifesting these things for your baby, right? And like, as I said before, it doesn't have to be just for people who are pregnant. If you are wanting to get pregnant anytime soon, like, do it for you, do it as well, like, do it for you, like, declare, like, this time next year you're gonna be pregnant. I want to share something with you guys as well. Like, I was so into this whole thing. Like, I knew for a fact that I was gonna get pregnant. Like, as I said before, I shared, like, my husband and I were trying for a baby like over a year. Like, we were off contraceptive and we're just trying, and nothing was happening. I mean, we never had any false hope or anything. Like, I didn't miss a period or anything, but it was just not happening. And there were times where I was just a bit worried. But even before that, I remember, like, when I was shopping, like a year before that, when I was buying stuff, I'd always remember telling my coworker, like, oh, I'm buying these pair of heels because they're super cute, they've got little heels, and inside is cushions, like, when I'm pregnant, like, I could wear them. I was not pregnant yet that time. There was no reason for me to even think that it was gonna be possible for us. Like, I just had that belief and that mindset, like, we're gonna get pregnant. It doesn't matter how long it's gonna take, we're gonna have a baby. And so I would just buy stuff, like dresses, like this dress got like rooms of space. I bought stuff expecting, like, oh, I could wear this during my pregnancy, like, this will look really cute with my bump and stuff like that. Like, I spoke that into existence, and I went a step further in just believing and affirming it. I acted on it, right? And I really want to encourage women to do the same thing. Like, you need to, and everything in life, you need to act like it's already happened, right? And I know a lot of women say to me, well, we've been trying for baby and it's just not happening. And I say, like, are you speaking it into existence? Are you acting upon it? Are you, like, going around and actively, like, looking for baby stuff, like putting that in the back of your mind? Are you, like, online, like, looking for baby stuff, like looking at things that you're gonna buy for your baby and stuff like that? Because when you do things like that, it's like you're already calling that baby into existence just by the things that you're doing. And I think that is so important. And it's the same thing with declaring upon your baby's life, right? And I really attribute the declaration and my affirmations to the way that my daughter is today. Like, she is absolutely perfect. I know every mother would say that, but my daughter is like everything I declared her to be. She's so smart, she's beautiful, at least I think so, and I know that everybody does as well. And she's such a light, and I said that during my prayer, like, I want you to be such a shining light to others. I want you to bring happiness and joy. And everybody who knows, like, when you walk into a room, she just lights up the place because she is such a happy baby. She's always smiling, and she's always have this lovely look and bright sparkling look in her eyes, right? And I think that has a lot to do with the affirmation, of course, and the declarations as well. And as I shared before, I use my affirmation. Those of you who are looking for affirmations, I have my top 5 affirmations in my link as well that I share with you, that I use during my hypnobirthing and throughout my entire pregnancy. And of course, you can write your own that feels and resonates with you, because that's what you want it to be. You want it to actually feel accessible to you. So some things I would say to myself is like, we're gonna have a wonderful pregnancy, my baby's gonna be perfect, my birth is gonna be amazing, it's gonna be life-changing. And indeed it was. Okay, so I just want to reiterate the power of affirmations. I want to reiterate the power of declaration. And if you did not know, I have written a book on my entire journey during pregnancy, my hypnobirthing journey, and I speak about all these nitty-gritty things that I did. And I know that it's absolutely so amazing for you to try as well, because it's going to bring you results. And who doesn't want the best possible result for their first time experience as a mother in pregnancy and giving birth, right? This is my passion. Like, I want first-time moms to have the most amazing experience, just like I did. And I know that we have the power to do it. It's just a matter of learning and getting the knowledge and being able to implement them each and every single day, which is what we do in every single. It's like, I just want to encourage you guys just to continue to declare the things upon your baby's lives before they're even born. Declare the things that you want them to be, their destiny, their future. You know, I would say, Zaina, you're gonna be so smart. I mean, I said to her, you're gonna be a woman after God's own heart. You're gonna be living a life of purpose. You're gonna live an extraordinary life. And even now she's born, of course, I'm declaring this even more upon her life for the future as well, because I want to ensure that I am doing everything that I can to help my daughter in her life, you know what I mean? And as Christians, we try to bring her up in the right way. She sees us praying, she sees us reading the Bible, and I know it's going to instill that insight in her, because even as she's so young, she's 6 months now, I know that it's all going through her head, because every little thing I do, Zaina copies me. If I take up a book to read, I see her recently taking up her book and like pretending to read. She's like, oh, like doing a little gibberish. Like, it's so smart how smart she is. Like, it's so amazing, right? So moms to be, if you're thinking of becoming pregnant, go ahead and declare that upon your body and act as if already. Start going around and seeing the things that you want for your baby. Start buying stuff that you know is going to look super cute on you when you're pregnant or for your baby. Like, do things in action and anticipation that it is going to happen. No doubt about it, okay? So that is all I wanted to share for you when it comes about declaration. Is something that I teach specifically, and I include it in my hypnobirthing practices and stuff, because it is so profoundly amazing and true. You know, it's just a step further for affirmation. It's just about like declaring it to the world, declaring it out loud, and basically speaking it into existence while your baby is in your womb growing with you, and you are just bringing it out, manifesting it, and therefore there's no doubt that it's not gonna happen. It is going to happen, okay? So thank you guys for joining me on this video. As always, I would like to invite you to like this video, give it a thumbs up if you do like it, share it with people who you know this could benefit, and of course subscribe to my channel where you can hear so much more stories about pregnancy, childbirth, and of course hypnobirthing, because that is what I share here. And so that's it for this video. Thank you guys for joining me, and I will see you guys next week, okay? Take care. Bye.